It's Sunday afternoon, and this has been a less productive weekend in my eBay shop than I had hoped for. And I guess I kind of been saying that a lot lately, but Friday I did get some inventory shopping. I went out and sourced some inventory. Just went to the Goodwill and the Salvation Army and pulled 10 or 11 items off the shelves there that are going to be good enough to add to my shop. Then I filmed all that, so that video will be coming out in about a week or 10 days or something like that. And that's basically all I got done Friday related to eBay business. Then Saturday, we took Jessica's niece and nephew to Medieval Times. It was sort of a Christmas present, like an adventure for these kids, and we fulfilled that promise this weekend. It really was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that very much. We went there a few years ago. Jessica and I went by ourselves just to see how it was, and it really is sort of. I mean, it's fun for adults, but it really is more fun for kids. So we took them there. They're probably like, I guess they're probably about 10 and 8 or 10 and 7 or something. Anyway, they seemed to have a lot of fun, and we had a lot of fun. But it was probably like 6 hours out of the day driving them, picking them up, going to the castle, and then bringing them back home again and everything. It was a fun day to spend together, and we really did enjoy it. But yeah, that's a lot of time that I didn't get much work done. I did get the video edited, the sourcing video I was just talking about. I got that all edited and ready to work on the voiceover and stuff that's part of that. And I accidentally deleted that video. So that was probably 2.5 hours of YouTube work that was out the window, and I had to redo that this morning. So Sunday today, I spent most of the morning doing YouTube work. So I don't do a lot of editing, really. Most of these videos are just kind of film it and then publish it. Those sourcing videos do involve a little bit of work, which is a shame because they are by far the least viewed videos I do, but I put a lot of work into those, and they take more effort than some of the other videos I do. So I had to redo all of that work today, and since I did it once before, it didn't really take me as long, but it was still 45 minutes to an hour just of re-editing that footage. Then I did the voiceover on that. I did some more editing on that, and now it's time to start packing the orders that came in this weekend. So there are quite a few orders. I think it's right about 14 or 15 right now. So I think I'm going to film all of Saturday's orders in one session, and then take a little break, probably have dinner, and then come back and film all of the orders that came in today. And hopefully we'll get more sales today than we have right now. So yeah, that's basically what the plan for this video is. Pack. So it's just going to be all about packing. So let's go to the kitchen and get everything that's going out in this first packing session pulled from the inventory, and then get it all boxed up. Okay, I pulled everything that's going to get shipped out in this session, and I grabbed a bunch of boxes. I'm not sure if I have all the boxes that I actually need, but we'll go through them, and hopefully I have the right ones, but I'm not sure. Right here I have it's a 4K Blu-ray limited edition from 2023 of a anime movie, Violet Evergarden. I've never heard of this, but it's a special edition. Comes with like a little postcard set or something, 12 unique art cards, special collector's box, filler box designed to fit. I don't know what this means. Filler box. It has very little in the way of special features, but I ended up grabbing a whole case of these. Somebody was getting rid of. They just didn't want them, and I got a case. I think I have 8 of these that I got for free, and they sell for about $45 to $50 each. So pretty good deal there. And this one sold for $49.99. And like I said, got it for free, so that's a very good return on investment. And it is going to just go right into this box right here. Should be fine. I've used these boxes for many, many things. Today, DVD, which is probably what it's made for. So get it packed in here nicely, protected by paper all around, and close it up. So I probably could use a bigger box here, something where I could fit a little more padding around it, but this looks good. I very often just put one strip of tape around over the flaps of these boxes, but for $50 I'm going to go ahead and tape it up all the way around. Put 3 pieces of tape instead of just one. I am very frugal with this tape and stuff, so I feel like I don't use as much as many other people use, but I try them to save it. All right, violet, get it on a scale, weighs 1 pound even. And this box is 10 by 7 by 3. It's going to RM in North Carolina. Good, that one's done. Now, number 2. All right, so I'm questioning this. I just talked about these Lego minifigures the other day. They have come back for multitudes of reasons, and if they come back, if this person gets them and says they want to send them back, I'm telling them, please throw these in the garbage and never let me hear the word Lego minifigures again, because I had 3 or 4 boxes like this with these Lego minifigures in it. Like each set had 8 or 9 figures, and they sell for like $15 to $20. And each one of them has been returned. I think this one has been returned now 3 times. And so I'm definitely not making any money off this. From the amount of money I've spent on return shipping is more than I'll ever recoup from these things. But I'm hoping to recoup something here. But like I said, if this guy who I'm sending them to changes his mind or has some kind of an issue, then I'm just going to refund him his money and call it a wash. These will be out of my hair forever. I just shipped sets 2 days ago, and it's the same thing with those. If they want to send them back, just keep them. I've had enough of this stuff. And I don't really know what's going on. I'm not an expert on Lego stuff, but I think I have 8 figures here, and some of them are legitimate and some of them are knockoffs of some kind. But I don't think that's the reason that they're being sent back. I assume people who bought them know more about them than I do. I don't know. I guess some things are just cursed and they cause problems. This one, hopefully this is the last I ever hear this. And after the guy bought this, I sent him a message and I said that, because I listed these, and then somebody sent me a message saying, I think some of those figures are bootlegs. And so I sent this guy a message saying, a shopper just told me that he thinks these are bootlegs. So if you want me to cancel the order, please let me know and I will. And that was Friday. Today is Sunday and I didn't hear anything. So they got to go. Or, I mean, this was probably Saturday morning, actually. But anyway, I have to ship them. So I'm shipping them. And again, if he doesn't want them, they're going. There's going to be no return next time. JH in Wisconsin. So Wisconsin's pretty close. I should hear about that pretty quickly if there's going to be a problem. Next up is 2 of these Westclox Big Ben alarm clocks. These vintage alarm clocks. These are pretty much identical, and they're pretty worn. You know, these are used. They don't work. Neither one of these works. So I'm selling these as for parts or for repair. These kind of clocks are cheap and they're not really intended to be repaired, but they're cool. I like them. You know, I like the style of them. This style is kind of ugly, this gold and brown, but they do make some nice looking ones. They just look like what an alarm clock looks like. You know, that's how I think of them. Like I find them all the time, and I pretty much always buy them just because I like them. I mean, they're not really very valuable at all. Maybe a good one like this that's in pristine condition is maybe $25, $30, maybe, if it works. These 2, of course, they don't work, so I'm selling these together for only $14.39. I think this is a holdover from the sale. I don't really know how that works. Like once the sale ends, somehow people who had it in their watch list maybe still get it for that sale price. I don't know, but I definitely don't have them listed for any number that ends with 39. So I don't know what's going on here. The next thing up is going to be the same scenario where it's possible I sent an offer while they were on sale or a little bit more off. Like usually if something is on, if I have a sale and I can send an offer, like this sale was 20% off. So I might send a 5% off the sale price, just trying to really just boost the interest and get those things to sell. So that's probably what happened here. I probably sent the 5% offer off of the already discounted sale price. So that's my guess. I'm not sure though. Anyway, $14.39, not very much, but I only paid $2.50 for the 2 of these. So I'm not losing anything really. Let me go ahead and put, I don't really want to, I was going to shorten this box a little bit to make it fit these clocks, but I don't feel like it. So I'm just going to put some of these air pockets in here to take up some of the space. This needs more paper around it. There we go. There's about, I don't know if there's like 8 or 10 different models of these. They changed the design a little bit over the years. And the ones that are the best are made out of metal all the way around. And then later on, they would be like partly metal and partly plastic. And then later, they're just like 100% plastic. There's good websites that show you every model that was ever made, all the different changes they made to it over the years. And there are also a handful of people who can show you on YouTube how to repair them, even though, like I said, they're really not intended to be repaired. They were, even in the time, if this one's probably from the 60s, I would guess, even at that time, they were made to be kind of disposable. But I did watch some videos and took some clocks apart and got them running again, even though, like I said, the parts in there are not high quality, but they are cool. I like these kind of clocks. I'd never use an alarm clock like this, but I like them. 1 pound, 14 ounces, call it 2 pounds, and then this is 15 by 8 by 6. So there's 3 down. We got 6 to go. The next thing is something. I was at a garage sale with my brother and I picked this thing up. It's Harry Potter, the Monster Book of Monsters. It's supposed to have like these wheels on the bottom and it runs around, goes under your bed and hides and tries to bite you or whatever. And I picked this up at the sale and the lady said, "That's broken, it doesn't work. If you think you can fix it, you can have it." And I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll take it. I did think about trying to fix it. I'm pretty sure this is like exclusively, you can only get it at Universal Studios, this particular one. So it does have a little bit of value, but in broken condition, no value whatsoever. So I sold it for parts or for repair, $9.49. Again, this must be one of those holdovers from the sale because of that 49 cents. Probably had it listed for $12 or something. I don't know. It wouldn't have been very expensive because it is broken, but I think they sell for about, if they work, and it seems like a lot of them do now work, I think they sell for about, at the time when I listed it, which was July of last year, maybe they were selling for like $35, $45 in working condition. And I see right on here, it says distributed exclusively by UPR Orlando, Florida. So Universal something, public relations. Warner Brothers Studio. This one was bought at the London, Warner Brothers Studio tour in London. That's interesting. So hopefully whoever buys it understands what they're getting and maybe they want to fix it or maybe they just like it. It looks cool. They can set it on the shelf or something. It doesn't have to operate. So I'm going to just put a couple small pieces of tape on here. This is only a $9 item. Can't put a lot of effort into the, I can't expend a lot of energy and packing materials on something that's only sold for $9.49. All right, Monster on here. I gotta get in a hurry because that food is probably on the way. This one is 13 by 11 by 3, 2 pounds, and sending it to, shoot, look at this. Every damn time. Who is letting this happen at eBay? This has been happening for weeks, and I have deleted the app, reinstalled it. I've done everything I can think of. It looks like something went wrong. Please try again later. It's over and over and over again. Probably 100 times a day it does this. Sorry, I'm getting mad, but come on. This is your entire business, eBay. Make it work. All right, next up. I do not know what these things are. WEC stainless steel hair sharpening blades. Hair shaper blades. So this is for a barber. 5 stainless steel hair shaper blades. This one is made by a company called Shape Easy, I think. And then another one that says WEC. I got these at an estate sale and they were just kind of laying around. You know, I don't know. I don't know what they are. I just picked them up. It says I paid $2.50 for these, which would be very surprising to me because they're not worth anything. So I probably bought a bunch of junk at that sale and then just spread out the cost of goods. Maybe, you know, you buy 10 items and you spent $100, so this one gets $20 cost of goods, this one gets $5, but I don't know exactly what I spent on any of this stuff. So I put $2.50 cost of goods, which seems outrageous, like I said, but they only sold for $7.99. This is the kind of stuff I think I would not even consider listing something right now for $8 unless it was like a guaranteed quick sale and very, very small like this. Maybe that's what I was thinking with these. They're small, they won't take up much space. I can list these easily and store them easily and ship them easily. Who knows? I can't remember my thought process back then, but for $8, I certainly wouldn't spend $2.50 on something like that. That's only going to be worth $8. So I'm going to just put them, I wrapped them in that stretch wrap. I'm going to quickly put a piece of tape over them so they hold to this cardboard. I'm just going to put this sheet inside of a bubble mailer, make this fast and easy for me because it's only $8. $7.99, not even $8. And then I'm going to fold this over and get multiple levels of bubble over those things, and then that's it, done. WECK, W-E-C-K. This is 2 ounces, 3 ounces, 4 ounces, 11 by 6 by 1. And who's it going to? Look, looks like something went wrong. Yeah, it does. J.L. Washington. All right, next is a genuine Apple keyboard, white wireless aluminum keyboard. This I feel like I've had for a long time. April of 2025, so not quite a year. And I paid only $3.30 for this at the Goodwill, so that's not too bad. I'm gonna put some bubble wrap around it quickly. I have some stretch wrap around it just to hold the cord from hanging loose. And let's get this in some bubble wrap, tape it up. I'll put some of this bubble this way and then some of the bubble this way. And I'm just gonna put it in a box like this. That's good. This I paid $3.30 for and I sold it for $32.99. So I will put a little more tape on here than the other one, the Monster book, because it's a little bit more expensive. Probably doesn't really matter, but why not? Okay, I'm gonna have to get some more boxes. For sure. I thought I had everything I needed, but I definitely don't. Apple, I'll just write Apple on here. And 1 pound 4 ounce. So that's really 2 pounds. 13 by 11 by 3. Who's it going to? Who's it going to? Try again. If somebody can reach out to eBay, I don't know. This is going to JC in Arkansas. AR. Next up is a little bar of soap. This is La Source Parfume Savon Parfum à la Lavande, made in Gourdon, France. Is Gourdon a place? Gourdon? I don't know. My French is not that great. Where did I even get this? I picked this up in an estate sale. It says $0. So this is basically exact opposite of the situation I had before. I probably bought all the stuff from an estate sale, went through listing everything and assigning cost of goods, and when I got to this as the last item, there was no more money left to assign to it, so I just said 0. I definitely didn't get this for free. There's no chance in the world that somebody just gave that to me for free at an estate sale. And in my memory, there was no reason to assume that this would sell. I couldn't find any sales. I couldn't find any comps, but I bought it anyway. And so I listed it anyway, had it for like $11.99, I think. Someone sent a offer, $10, and then they told me in the notes field, or they told me somewhere along the way, that they were a viewer and that they purchased this after watching me on YouTube. So in that case, I'm going to send a set of these lapel pins. This is my shop logo right there. Can you see it? And then this one is my dog, Pineapple. I'm gonna do that one as well. It's kind of hard to see these, I think, on the camera, but I'm gonna put them in a little plastic bag and throw them in here. I have all this brown paper that came today. I got new rolls of packing paper, and they were all packed up with that brown paper. So I should put some of that in some of these boxes, but kind of forgot about it. I'm just going to cut a piece of this cardboard here, and let's see. Looks like something went wrong. How many times could this happen before you just throw the phone across the room? Every single time I have to do it twice. So this is going to Suzanne. I'm going to write. I don't typically put notes or anything in my eBay sales, but if it's a viewer, I will do that. Thanks for watching. Shit, I spelled watching wrong. Watching plus buying, and then I'll write my name, which is Chris. So there it is to Suzanne. I'm going to put that in that box and put the soap in the box and put the pins in the box. So let's do that. Tape, paper, more paper, soap, fold it in there. Pins on the top, thank you note on the top. That's that. I know a lot of people do thank you notes and they say it helps them with their feedback. I'm really not concerned about feedback. And while those notes can be nice, there's never been an instance when I got a note in my package, if I ordered anything from anybody, that I spent more than 1 second thinking about it. So I don't feel like people really want those notes. Maybe some people do, but I don't want them, so I'm not going to include them. Soap, 6 ounces. This box is 655. It's going to SW in Indiana. So thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. This is a different, oh, this is Suzanne. This is a different, I usually have Susan, but this is a Suzanne. Oh, I just got another sale, so we will be packing up more stuff later tonight. I usually don't have my notifications on because I'm filming all the time, and I don't want those bells ringing and dinging. So no notifications, but I saw an item sold. Okay, I need 2 more boxes. I'll be right back. Okay, there's 7 down, and we've got 2 more to go. Then hopefully dinner is here. I'm assuming that food got ordered. Hopefully it did, because I am hungry. This is a set of puzzles. These are vintage Play School puzzles. Like I've been seeing these a lot lately, and other Play School stuff, and I have no recollection of that having a K in it like that. Play School. It doesn't really seem to make good sense to have a educational product and then spell things wrong. It doesn't feel like it's a great idea to me. Anyway, I can't remember what I thought these puzzles were worth when I bought them, but it was definitely more than what I paid than what they sold for, because I paid $18 for these for 6 puzzles, so I paid $3 a piece for them at a garage sale in May of 2024, a long time ago. They only sold for $23.55, so that's definitely not a purchase I would make again. So if you see these things, take a second to look at them if you want to, but don't assume they're going to be worth money, because I'm probably going to end up losing money on this as I think about it. We'll find out. This was a bad idea. This brown paper is much, much heavier than that white packing paper there. And now I got this so tight in here, I'm not going to be able to get the lid closed. Try it again. Okay, let's see if I can get this to close. Well, close. Closed, good, closed. Let's get this to flap in. There we go, good. These are going to be heavy, and I'm going to just make an assumption that I did not charge enough shipping, and then it's going to cost me even more. That's my guess right now. We'll see. Okay, tape. It's pretty heavy, so I'm going to tape this a little bit more than usual, even though I'm certainly losing money here. I will lose even more money if this box splits open in the mail and I have to refund the whole thing. This will probably be on the end of the year worst sales of the year list when I make a video about that. All right, Play School. Where's my marker? Put it away. I just write Play School on here and get a weight on it. It's going to be like 7 pounds. It's heavy. 13 by 11 by 3. It's going to LJ in Utah, all the way in Utah. And then the last thing is this shirt. Vintage what's it called? Van Heusen flannel shirt. This feels very vintage to me. It's hard for me to put a date on it, but it feels old, but also like it's never been worn. It's like, I think it was like a wool blend. It was like 98% wool. Pretty nice vintage shirt. This kind of stuff, you really, really have to include measurements because sizes have changed so much over the years. This is, I think, a size medium, which is probably the equivalent of a size small today. Even though, I mean, different brands have different sizes. I feel like this shirt feels tiny to me, and it says it's a size medium. So I don't know, but I definitely included all the measurements. This is one of the reasons why I don't really like to sell clothes. The shipping is much easier, and you just put it in an envelope, but the prepping it is a lot harder. Sometimes you gotta put it in a washing machine, and that takes time. So I'm gonna write flannel on here, and 1 pound, 2 ounces. Unfortunately, we went over the 1 pound limit. This is 12 by what, 9? 12 by 9 by probably 4. And let's see if we can get this thing to break again. It did. Why? I mean, every single time it works the second time. Thomas, whoops, TE in Vermont. So that's going out tonight too. So I'm gonna go ahead. I haven't heard anything about food being here, so I'm gonna go ahead and run off the shipping labels for these. And if I have time, I'll come back and then I'll just break down Saturday sales and tell you how much money we made on each of these items, how much we made for the whole day yesterday, and then take a break for dinner and come back and tell you all about Sunday. All right, the first 9 packages are done. These are everything. This is everything that was purchased yesterday. I'll go through the whole process. The Violet Evergarden, this is a Blu-ray. I got it for free, sold it for $49.99. Shipping fee was $8.52. That feels wrong, but that's what it says. The actual shipping cost was $4.47, so we made some money there at the shipping, that's for sure. eBay fees $9.02, and so total profit for that DVD or Blu-ray, $45.02. So pretty good, and I have 7 more of those, so let's get those sold. The Lego Star Wars minifigures, assuming they do not come back, earned $13.64. 2 West Clock Big Ben clocks, $6.70, so that's nothing. Harry Potter Monster Book, broken, $8.34. The vintage Wack hair shaper, they're just like razor blades, $5.67. Apple keyboard, $25.09. The perfume, something seems unlikely here. Somehow or another we ended up with exactly $10 profit on that when it sold for $10, which almost never happens. Usually the actual profit is under, like if somebody buys something from me for $10, I'm probably going to make like 8 on it. But in this case, evens out to exactly $10. Weird, but that's what happened. 6 vintage Play School puzzles. We did not lose money, but we only made $4, so whatever, it's fine. And then the Van Heusen vintage flannel button-down shirt, $25.32 profit. So total profit for yesterday, $143.76, which is good, 78 cents. So that's good. I'm happy with that, but I really I'm looking for more than 160 average profit per day. I'm not going to talk about that much now because I'm going to go eat dinner and then come back and pack up the next round of orders. So stick around for that. Okay, dinner's over. We had Thai food. I had a Thai basil chicken with rice. It was pretty good. And then we both had a little bit of ice cream. So I guess we're celebrating the week coming to an end with some ice cream. Right now I have some, maybe six or 7 things here that need to get packed and shipped to finish out, at least to finish out what orders have come in so far today. I think since we last talked, I had 2 more sales. So maybe we'll get more. Hopefully we will get more. First thing that sold this morning was this set, 2 CDs by REM. Nothing exciting here, really. I was gonna put this in an envelope, but I just remembered my envelopes say media mail on them. I mean, I'm gonna ship this media mail, and the envelopes are Ground Advantage envelopes, so I'm gonna have to put this in a box. Even though it's pretty inexpensive, it seems crazy to expend a box on a $8.99 order, but I don't think I have any bubble mailers, and it's 2 CDs. It feels kind of weird to put them together in one envelope anyway, bubble mailer. So I'll put them in this box right here and get some paper in there to fill the space. But this brown paper, man, it's hard to bend. It's hard to tear. I'm gonna probably just use this on something big and get rid of as much of it as I can. And I do have a couple of things tonight that I'll be able to probably use it up, or use a good portion of it up. But for now, I got a little bit of it in this box. So this is how I usually do these kind of boxes. I just wrap tape all the way around, or part of the way around, and it should be good enough to hold this thing. I'm going to write REM on here and get a weight on it. Let me move this computer. And this weighs 13 ounces. It's pretty heavy because I put that heavy paper in it. And this box is 10 by 7 by 3. I've got these 2 boxes over here that I use most commonly, and I have the measurements written on them, so I don't have to measure this over and over again. What, did I get another seal? No. So let's see. These are going to RB in West Virginia. 2 CDs by REM. All of those CDs I got a big box of CDs at one time. It had like 40, I can't remember if it was 40 or 80 CDs in it. I think it was 80. I think I paid $40 for it, and it was 80 CDs. And most of that, I mean, I've made my money back on that a long time ago, so now I'm just selling the cheaper things every once in a while. And those REM CDs are part of that deal. This, I have this box packed up already, ready to go, but I'm just going to open it up just to make sure what's in here is what I think is in here. It's supposed to be hot rod magazines from 2017, 18, and 19. Glory days. I don't even see a date on here. 2007. Let's see. This might be the wrong box. My notes say HRH, and I wrote on here HRC, so this is going to be the wrong box. I'm going to have to find another one. Okay, I got the right one here, HRH. And this one, I'm just going to trust my labeling system and not open it. It's already packed up pretty well, so I want to leave that alone. It's 13 pounds, 11 ounces, which is basically 14 pounds. This is going to eBay International Shipping, so let me look this up really quickly. Let's see. EIS, got care of GB, and it's going to what country? Germany. So if somebody in Germany is interested in hot rod magazines, these are not that old, 2017 through 19 or 20. I got these from a Facebook Marketplace deal where somebody just wanted to get their house cleaned out, and they were giving away all of these magazines. So I went there and I took, I don't know how many, hundreds of magazines, and this might be the first or second time I've sold any. They're not really flying off the shelves the way I thought they were. This is a lot of 42 issues, and it's sold for $53.99 plus shipping. It's just going to Glendale Heights here for it's just a few miles away, the eBay International Shipping Hub, and then it will be forwarded on to Germany. Okay, next up, 3 Crate and Barrel Aaron Probin bowls. I've complained about these bowls before. Aaron Probin, the designer, should be ashamed of himself. Look at the way these things rock and roll. Like they look perfect, like they would nest perfectly and hit this line around the edge, but they do not. So if you stack more than 3 of these, they're going to fall over. So Aaron Probin, go back to ceramic school and make actual nesting bowls. That's my feeling on that. So how am I going to pack these? Here's a box. I'm going to put some paper inside each one of these so I can stack them. Hopefully I can stack them even though they are not very good at stacking. And I'm going to put some bubble wrap between. Oh boy, here comes some paper. I'm going to try to use up as much of this brown paper in this packaging as I can, because this is causing a lot of chaos here, and I want to get rid of that paper if I can get rid of it. Okay, these 2 will get paper inside of them, and please stay in there. And then I'm going to put 2 layers of bubble wrap between each one, and then stack them together. 2 layers of bubble wrap here, and then the third bowl. I think I'm going to fill this third one with some paper too, and then shrink wrap the whole thing together. This is my standard procedure for breakable stuff. Like if I got a lot of plates or bowls or whatever, if I can nest it all together and then stretch wrap it so that it holds tight, they can't shift against each other while they're in the process of being delivered. This is going to keep them safe. I think the most likely chance of something like this getting broken in delivery is if it bumps up against another bowl or another plate, something else that's in the package. That's probably more likely than even if it gets dropped on the ground or thrown across the room or whatever. So I'm gonna try to keep these basically just like one piece right there. Let me get a little bit more bubble wrap. Like I said, this paper is becoming very chaotic here, so I have to get rid of it. Before I do that, I'm going to wrap this up with more bubble wrap. These bowls, I did take an offer on these. I've been going back and forth with somebody. If you've seen my videos before, I talk about this technique a lot lately where if somebody sends me an offer, I'm just automatically counter offering. If it's a fairly reasonable offer, I'm counter offering in the middle. Even if it's an offer that's like 80% of the asking price, I'm still doing a counter offer because it's earning me a little bit more money. It seems like anybody who's going to send you a reasonable offer, like 80% off, not 70% off. Well, they're asking for 20% off, not 80% off, which you'd be surprised at how many people send offers asking you for 80% off or 90% off. But in this case, if somebody sends me an offer asking for 20% off, then I basically counter offer at 10% off, and they pretty much always take it. As long as they're reasonable. If their offer is reasonable, then they're willing to pay the counter offer. From what I can tell, I'm tracking some of these statistics, and I'm gonna make a kind of a long-term study of this and see if it continues the way I think it does. So I'm tracking like how much they offered, how much the original price was, what my counter offer will be. It's always going to be meeting them in the middle between my asking price and their offer. And then if it's under a certain percentage, do they cancel? Do they ignore the offer, the counter offer, or do they accept the counter offer? And it seems like anybody's offering like 75% of asking price or more is accepting my counter offer. I would say almost everybody, maybe one or two have not taken that. So basically my hypothesis is that people who are reasonable are willing to take a reasonable offer, but people who send you an offer asking for 75% off are not going to take anything. They're not going to accept any counter offer in between. So these three bowls, these are Crate and Barrel bowls. I had them listed for around 50 something. I don't remember exactly what. Maybe $56, and then they offered $40, which is kind of far away. And so I counter offered exactly in the middle. I came to $48.50. I sent them that counter offer, bleeding a little bit here. And they counter offered less, $42. And I always include a note that says, can we meet in the middle, or meet me in the middle, or something like that. In this case, I sent a note that said, the amount of packing, when you consider the amount of packing, the lowest I can possibly go is $48.50. And then they sent another counter offer anyway. So I don't think, like if I send an offer or a counter offer and I include a message, I don't think eBay really they don't really do a good job of making sure the buyer sees that offer or that message in the offer. What is all the stickers on here? All right, cover it. So if I got a message from a seller that said, this is the lowest I will possibly go, I would not even consider sending another cheaper offer. If you're telling me that's the lowest, then that's the lowest. I mean, I probably wouldn't even send offers anyway. I'd usually just look for something that's the price that I want to pay, and then I just pay it. But what's my point? My point is this guy sent, like, even though I already told him I'm not going any lower, he sent another lower offer. And then I sent back the exact same counter offer with the exact same message, and then he bought it. He bought these three bowls. I mean, these are bowls, you can't get these anymore. This is my main thesis about, I'm all about theses tonight. My main thesis about dinner plates and stuff is that people buy stuff from Crate and Barrel or these other big box stores, and then when they break it, those stores are changing their inventory every year, every 6 months, whatever they do. And if you bought a set of dishes there's no way you can replace them, except to buy them on the used market. So eBay, replacements.com, Etsy. This is 5 pounds, and this box I think is 11. So in the end, what did I pay for these? I paid $6 for these bowls, and I sold them for $48.50. It says a repeat buyer, so I wonder if he bought these bowls I had multiple sets of these bowls. And I know somebody bought these. They bought one set, and then they immediately sent me a message saying, if you want to get rid of the rest of them, I'll take them, but I can't pay that full price for them. And then I said, no, I'll just let them sit before I'll sell them below market price. And so finally, I guess he decided that we could come to some kind of an agreement. All right, next up, this is good. This is going to eBay International Shipping too. We'll see what country in a minute, but this is Homicide, A Year on the Killing Streets, Homicide by David Simon. This is the book that then turned into the TV show Homicide, Life on the Streets, which was on for a long time. I think maybe that led to Law and Order. Is that how? I can't remember the sequence of events. But anyway, this was a big popular book that turned into an even more popular TV show. But I got this at Unique just a couple of weeks ago, February 23rd, for $2.50. It's a first edition. It's not in like pristine condition, but I'm gonna put it in this plastic bag, protect it a little bit. So there it is in the bag. I thought it would sell for a little bit more. I think I had it listed at 20, and I can't remember for sure, but it sold for $18.99. I thought it would be a better seller than that. Maybe I thought it was gonna be $30 or something, but it's still fine. I paid $2.50 for it, and I make 19 off of it. We'll see how it all pans out after I buy labels, like exactly how much profit we make on this thing. This is hard. I want to, what else do I have coming up? I'll use the rest of that brown paper in the future, but right now I'm gonna go back to this white paper. That stuff is just too hard to get into these boxes. Okay, come on. So yeah, like I said, this is going to eBay International Shipping, and then it will go to what country? Canada. I feel bad for people who, I know that shipping is expensive through the EIS program, and then it's just going to Canada. Also, it's much more exciting to send stuff to Australia or Italy or whatever, you know. It feels better to be sending stuff all over the world than just across the border to Canada. But I am going to pack this. I'm going to tape this up. I've done this a couple of times tonight. Tape things a little bit more than I normally would, but I know this is going, it's possible this gets repacked when it gets to the eBay shipping hub, but more likely than not, it will not. So I want to get it packed as nicely as I can so it doesn't cause any problems getting shipped over the border. So that should be good. Homicide weighs 3 pounds, 13 by 11 by 3, this box, and it's going to EIS to TS. So get this out. Okay. Next is, okay, this lava lamp. It's not exactly a lava lamp, it's a glitter lamp, and it's football shaped. I just listed this today and it sold within probably 30 seconds of listing it. I couldn't find any current listings of this particular lamp, nor any recent solds from the last 3 months, but when I went into product research, I found 2 that sold in the last 3 years. So it must be a pretty rare item. Let's say I paid $8 for this, even though that's not exactly right, but I paid $8 for this. And I saw those other 2 sold for $75. I didn't look to see what the time frame was, like did those sell 3 years ago or did those sell 4 months ago? I should have looked at that because that could determine, like if something sold for $75 2.5 years ago, the market may have changed and maybe this thing is worth $100 or $90 or whatever. But I only paid $8 for it. I'm happy to get $75 for it. Maybe I could have gotten a little more. Based on how quickly it sold, I think I probably could have. I'm gonna go ahead and bubble wrap it, even though it's in the original box. It's not gonna get broken. And I might put it in a plastic bag too. I think I will, because there is water in there. And I should also remember to do a hazardous materials label, liquid, hazardous, fragile, whatever. They have a hazardous label so that they don't put this on an airplane and then the seal opens, the box opens, the globe breaks, and there's liquid leaking all over the place. They'd rather have that be on the ground. So I will put this as a ground only hazardous label when I buy the label. But yeah, I was pretty surprised. It was like, I clicked enter, submit. I made this listing, I took the photos, I made the listing live, and then I picked the computer up, moved it off to the side, and as I was moving it, I got a notification that it sold. So this one sold very quickly, pretty good. I didn't think it would sell that fast. So in about, I don't know, a week and a half or 2 weeks, there'll be a shopping video, sourcing video, where I'm out at the Goodwill and the Salvation Army, and you'll see this get purchased. And I'll be talking about how much I think it's worth and how quickly I think it's gonna sell, but I did not think it was gonna sell that quickly. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I'll put this in the bag in case it does burst open, which I don't think it will. We'll be trapping all the liquid inside this bag, hopefully. Unless the bag bursts, then we're in different trouble. I think if you have something liquid, you're supposed to put it inside 3 Ziploc bags according to postal rules, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put a little bit of extra cardboard in the bottom and maybe the top of this, but I'm not going to go wild protecting this. I think it's going to be just fine. So here's all this brown paper. I'm going to try to get rid of it right now. Probably too loud to hear me even talking. Okay, let's get it in here. There's a good amount of space on all sides of this box. This thing doesn't even have a brand name or anything on it to make it seem special, so I'm not sure why it's valuable. I think it was just sold by Oriental Trading. This bag has too much air in it. Okay, I'm filling up all around the outside of this, and now I'm gonna have to try to fill up the top, but we have this air bubble here. Let's see if I can get it closed. All right, I want this side closed and then this. There we go. Yeah, not ideal. Whatever, works. Ground advantage. Should only go by ground anyway, but I know the post office prefers those hazardous materials labels. They have other rules about what you're supposed to do. I'm not that concerned about it. You're supposed to use a hazardous label, and then you're supposed to also put a label that has like a weird rectangle and a triangle sort of a shape to let them know what's in there. But I think the hazardous label's enough. I'm gonna write glitter on here. Sort of, I wrote that on there. 6 pounds. I almost put 16, which would be pretty expensive. 12, 9. And who's it going to? HB in Florida. It's pretty far. I wish it was a little closer for something like that, but it'll be all right. Next up, I'm keeping my eye out for more sales. I'm confident. I feel positive that we might get some more sales tonight. This weekend has been pretty good as far as numbers of sales. Made that a little too long. Right here, I have, how many books here? 9 books called Fruit of the Spirit, a devotional series. This one is about, they're like religious books. This one is about self-control. They're published by New Leaf Press. Self-control, godliness, goodness, peace, love, kindness, patience, faithfulness, gentleness, and joy. 9 books, small books. I cannot imagine. I think I have a typo in my notes because I put in my notes that I spent $13.29 on these books. It's not possible. I would never have spent that much on this small stack of books. They're not really even worth that much. So I'm gonna make the assumption that I meant $3.29 and I had a typo. So right now I'm gonna change that to $3.29 in my mind and in my spreadsheet and assume that I typoed 13 there. It's possible it was $1.29. I don't really remember. This was all the way back in December of 2024, so quite a long time ago. There's no way I would have allowed myself to pay $13 for these books. In fact, when I picked them up, I was under the assumption that I probably got them for free just when I went to the shelf and grabbed them. It's like, there's no way I would have paid $13 for these. They only sold for $19.75, so could not possibly have paid $13 for them. Even at $3, that's not a great return. $19.75. What are they called? Fruits? 9 fruits. This box is 3 pounds, 7. I think this box is 6 by 6 by 6, so we'll call it 7 cubed. And it's going to KV in Massachusetts. What do I just have one more? Okay, I thought we were gonna have more, but I just got one package left for now. What time is it? It's currently 9:22. Another weird little glitchy thing with eBay. Sometimes, some of the time that they use is based on, where are they? Pacific time? Must be Pacific time. So it's 2 hours different from here in Chicago. But sometimes things are in local time. So I don't know why they can't have it be, just everything be local time, but apparently they can't. So my point is, it's 9:22 right now, 9:23, and eBay, the eBay day ends in San Francisco time at 2 a.m. So any sales that I get before, any sales that come in before 2 a.m. have to go out to to tomorrow. They have to be packed tonight to go out tomorrow. It sucks because that's the night time, that's when I want to be asleep. And sometimes I have to get up early in the morning just to get 1 or 2 orders packed, and I don't like doing that. So I wish they would let me set the time that I think is the end of the day, but they don't do that. So I thought these were going to fit in here perfectly, but this one you can see is a little bit too tall. So I'm going to have to contemplate what I'm going to do here. Basically 12 by 12 by 12 is the size, the maximum size you can ship something USPS without incurring any oversized charges. And I don't really want to pay oversized charges on this, so this is probably going to end up going to UPS. But I'm going to have to get it packed the best I can and then weigh it and figure out who's going to have the cheapest rates on this thing. I'm going to take these flaps right here. Well, I'm going to make these perforations and then fold it over, and then I'm just going to cut a piece of cardboard to fill in any gap where the flaps don't meet up. I didn't even tell you what these are. These are a vintage humidifier, replacement humidifier filters for Sears Kenmore humidifier. I got these pretty recently at the Goodwill. I paid $3 a piece for them, and I had them listed at $24. Somebody said, will you sell them to me for $19 a piece if I buy them both? And I thought this might be the only person in the world who's going to want to buy these, so I better take this deal. I was going to do the meet me in the middle deal, but I decided don't tempt fate, just sell these and get rid of them. So I probably should not have ever even bought these. They feel like the sort of thing that's going to be, finding the right buyer is going to be difficult. So, but I bought them anyway. And now I'm selling them for $38 for the 2 of them, and I've got $6 into them, I guess, $6.60. So let's get this one finished up. I'm probably going to do this one first when I go to buy labels, just to see if it's going to go to UPS, because I can't buy, the way I have my labels set up on eBay, I buy them and I pay for them with PayPal, and then my PayPal account is funded with a cashback credit card that gives me 3% cashback on any purchases that go through PayPal. So if I buy shipping labels, I buy thousands of dollars of shipping labels and I'm getting 3% cashback on them. It's a pretty good deal, but if I want to ship by UPS, it doesn't work. You can't use PayPal to pay for UPS packages, only USPS. So I'm going to check this one out first, make sure that it's either going to be UPS or USPS, and then I'm going to buy these labels. So this is 5 pounds, 13 by, this is by 15, 14, and it's going to HVC in Pennsylvania. Okay, looks like my battery is dying on this phone and on this camera, so I'm going to plug everything in while I get labels purchased, and then I will be right back to tell you about how much money each of these things earned and how much profit we made total today, just like this afternoon's packing session. So I'll be right back. Okay, that feels like it's been a lot of work, even though it's not really that many packages, but let's go over these profits and then we'll call it a night. So first thing that we packed up in this session was the 2 REM CDs. Like I said, I made my money back and made a profit already off of that whole purchase of those CDs. So we don't have to really make too much on these, but I did make $6.27 on those 2 REM CDs. So it's not nothing, but it's not very good. The Hot Rod magazines, I think, are in this box right beneath me. $55.30. So that it was worth it to do this Facebook deal, go pick up these magazines and haul them across town and list them. So made $55 on those. I'm sure I have many more boxes of these that will sell sooner or later. The Crate and Barrel, my favorite designer, Aaron Probin, these dark blue bowls earned $36.05. Homicide by David Simon, the first edition of the book, $13.65. The Football Glitter Lamp, $57.77. So there was, let's see, quite a big, the cost of goods is $8. I sold the lamp for $74.99. I charged $12.87 shipping. The actual shipping is $10.94. And then eBay fees are $11.15, and that drops us down to 57.77. I guess that's right. Let me check this. Copy this, paste this. Yeah, 57.77. So it feels like it should have been a little bit more than that, but I'm happy with that sale. I purchased that on Friday, listed it on Sunday. It sold already. So that's pretty fast to make $55, $57. Nine Fruits of the Spirit, these little religious books, $13.27. And then the Sears Kenmore humidifiers, they are going, the humidifier filters are going to USPS. It turned out, for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, maybe the distance, the UPS was considerably more expensive. So this cost $16.12 to ship. When eBay, so these were listed individually. The buyer bought them both, and eBay combined the shipping together, and they don't really know how to do it. Like, all they can really do is take the weight from each one and add those weights up and then charge shipping according to that. But they don't know anything about the size. So this turns out to be the size is the issue. So eBay charged the buyer $11.94, and the cheapest shipping I could find was $16.21. So I'm not complaining about it really. I sold these, they're gone. I don't have to worry about them again. And I made $20.68, but I should have made $25 and some cents. You know, I lost $5 just because eBay doesn't know how to calculate shipping for multi-quantity orders. I don't know what the solution is for that, but this is not the right one. So all of this stuff will go out tomorrow. Did I already finish this? Yeah, I scheduled a pickup while I was waiting for labels to print. I'll put these out tomorrow, and my mail carrier will take them sometime during the day. And it's a lot of packages. I feel kind of bad about it, but I do try my best to take care of her, my mail carrier. Every day I leave her a bottle of water or a soda or a seltzer or something like that, and some chips or some cookie, prepackaged stuff. I buy those big boxes full of little small individual chip packages just for her. I buy that probably like once every 2 months or something like that, and I give her a bag of chips every day. I don't see her that often, but when I have run into her, she's been extremely she's been grateful for what I have done for her, but also very able to accept the gratefulness from me, because I really, really appreciate her coming and taking those packages every day. It saves me so much time and effort, and just like going to the post office, struggling to find a parking spot, struggling to get all these packages in the building. Sometimes I have to make 2 and 3 trips, and then standing in line if I have to, whatever it is. So I set an alarm. I set a time, I guess it is an alarm, in my phone, in my calendar, once a quarter, every few months, to give her a card and a little bit of a gift thanking her. So I got a notification tonight that's time to put the thank you note out. So I have a card here, I put her name on it, put a little cash in there, and I'm going to leave this with those packages. So hopefully she never gets mad at me. That's what I'm always worried about, because this is a big stack of packages going out. I don't know if you can even see it on the floor here, but she's gonna have to carry all these, and that sucks for her. But I'm trying to at least let her know that I appreciate it. So that's it for tonight. That's it for this week. Tomorrow, I'm sure we'll be back tomorrow. I'm basically making a video every day. I did a video every single day for a year on YouTube, and then I made some sort of plan that I was going to do like 3 videos a week or 4 videos a week or something, and I quickly got the scheduling got convoluted and confusing, so I'm just doing a video every day again. It's not really that hard to keep up with right now, so I'm going to keep doing that for the foreseeable future, but I'm not holding myself to it. If there's a day when I just don't want to make a video, then I'm not going to. I'll skip those days. So I appreciate everybody who watches every day. It's really means a lot to me, and I hope that you'll join the team, follow along, and see how things go this year. Did pretty well last year, and I'm hoping to do a little bit better this year. So that's it for tonight. I really appreciate it. So we'll see you again very soon.